If we run out of morale, we'll lose the scenario. So if you get knocked down and then on your next turn you stand right back up and there's still that hostile that's in your area and he'll just knock you down again, that could be a bad cycle. So maybe you don't want to, but you will have the opportunity to stand back up on your next action if it's safe to do so. So all of these abilities are ones, I want to bring attention to the support. That's a really useful ability, and about half of the characters have that ability where if they are in a place the same hex as another person that's attempting a test, that person that's attempting a test can re-roll one of their dice, which is a little bit of dice mitigation that's built into the system. And so now over here we have another special ability, but this special ability isn't affixed to any of the wounds, so it's always active. And so Frody grants protection to other nearby active heroes. Well, what does protection do? It says right up here. So not only does he give himself protection, but he also grants protection to other nearby active heroes. Nearby means that it's in the same hex, not adjacent. So those are the two different keywords that relate to proximity. You have nearby means that it's in the same hex, and then you have adjacent, which means that the hex that's right next to yours. Up here, you have the rank in Viking society. Higher the number, higher the rank. Lower the number, lower the rank. And then over here is the religious affiliation. Frody is a Norse character, a Norse religion character. The other two religious affiliations are Wilds characters, which is like Ingvild and Bergen. But then you also have Christian characters as well. For example, Petronia is one of those, Queen Petronia. So, and that has to do with the prayer mechanism that we'll talk about in just a few minutes. The other card that's over here is, for Frody, is an experience card. And so basically, Frody has the opportunity to, during his turn, he can spend one morale, and for a free action, that's what this little symbol right here means, Frody attacks a nearby hostile, reducing their defense by 1 until the end of the attack. Now, he can do that as many times as he wants, but because it's a free action, but every time he does it, it costs 1 morale. So you may not want to do it too often because, again, if we run out of morale, we lose the scenario. And there will be other elements that tell us to lose morale. At this point, if everybody could get a wound token for each of their characters, because we will start the scenario with a wound to denote the trials of the sea journey and the difficulty that we faced in the expedition scenario before. So if you can do that, that would be good. But so if you don't have, if your character doesn't have an experience card, they will have a familiar card. And if you look at your familiar card, you'll notice that it has a deploy value. Up at the top of the up at the top of the familiar card, you'll see stats similar to what was on the player sheet. And those stats generally are perception, sometimes combat, and sometimes
agility.
Agility, yeah. Well, always agility, but sometimes there is combat. Some characters don't have combat, and then there's that's the one that's usually missing if they don't have it. But if you look at Inga the Owl over here, you have Inga the Owl has a 4 agility, which means that Inga can be deployed up to 4 hexes away from wherever Ingvild is. So she has a pretty wide berth of places that she can be sent to. Whenever she is deployed, down halfway down the card, it says Inga may search its area to reveal threats. And that would be using its perception of 3. Now, up here, underneath the familiar's name, is the cost of deploying the familiar when you take a deploy action. So deploying your familiar does take an action. It's one of the things you can do during the course of your turn, and that's the amount of resources that you have to give that owl in order to do it. So Inga the owl takes 1 food and one morale. I think Arnulf the cat takes a food. Olaf the bear cub takes a food as well. Rolf, Queen Petronia's Rottweiler, takes 2 food, and that's about it. All right, so that's the player boards and all that other kind of stuff. Now, over here on the clan board, do you have any questions at this point? Because we're about halfway through the explanation.
No.
Okay, all right, so up at the top of the clan board, you have the turn tracks, which is going to it should really be called the round tracker because each character takes turns during the round. So it's really a round tracker. We'll start with round 1, of course. You'll also see that it has these Saga tokens that are up here. And if you look down at the bookmark, which is right down here, those letters correspond to numbered paragraphs that are going to be in the Saga book that we will read at the beginning of those turns, or rounds, rather. Okay? If you look at the resource pile here, we start with 10 morale, 3 food, 2 wood, and then we also have some other tokens here that are available to the entire group. You have 2 +1 dice whenever you're making a test. And then we also have 1 +1 action token that can be used by anybody, but once it's used, it's gone. Here is the scenario card, and it gives us the objectives that we have for this scenario. So first of all, we have to survive. So if we have more than 3 morale, which we do right now, we'll just stay right here. But if we ever go to 3, less than 3, we'll have to stop and read paragraph 160. And then for the camp scenario, if we go to 0 morale, we'll have to read paragraph 165, which it's not good. The find our clan markers are here. We're going to simulate some of the clues that we found in the expedition scenario by simply moving this 2 spaces to the right. And then finally, we want to get this as far over to the edge of the card as possible. So if we can do things that will find our clan more, that's what we want to do. Heal Alvar will start right here. This is our main thing for this scenario. We want to make sure that we heal him by moving it all the way over to this area, and then we'll read paragraph 123, which will, if we do get there, that will end positively for us. Moving on, here is the threat card, and this is the AI of the game for the threat tokens. Up at the top, when these threats are on the board, they're going to be moving with an agility of 1, but they also have a combat strength of 3, and they will be able to use that combat 3 with a shoot 1, which means that they can attack one hex away from us. Additionally, the cowardness or cowardice means that if they can shoot you, they will. They will not get into hand-to-hand combat with you. You have to go get them. They won't go get you. Here is their prey priority order. And so basically what this means is that they're going to go towards and or attack the closest hero first. Then if there is a tie for that, among those tied, they will attack the one that has the most wounds. And if there's still a tie among those tied there, it'll go to their rank in Viking society, the highest. They'll attack the highest one. And that's the AI of those threat tokens. Now, once we reveal a threat token, we'll reveal one of these cards, depending on what type of threat token it was. And that will give us different information because this is kind of we don't know what this threat is. We have no idea. We know there's something there. We know that they're chucking spears at us or arrows or what have you, but we don't know exactly what they are. So our fear plays into how much combat strength they have. Here, it will change based upon, okay, now we know what that is. Oh, it's just a cute little fur ball. No, it's not. But you get the idea. And the stats will change when this happens, but we have to wait to see what it is.
It's just a wee little bunny.
Yeah, exactly. Right. Now, down here on the prayer track, we have one card that's already put into play, and that's, again, simulating what happened during the expedition scenario. One of the Norse characters prayed to Tyr to help them in their journey. And so he stopped and prayed and brought this prayer card into existence. Now, what this prayer card tells us is that up at the top, it gives us the kind of character that can pray for and benefit from this card. So only a Norse character could have prayed glory to Tyr into existence on the prayer track. Additionally, only Norse characters will benefit from the boon that the card gives. All right, so whenever Norse heroes perform in a melee attack, they can count the snake side of the dice as one success. Okay, at the bottom of the card, you'll see that that's what was necessary to pray the card into existence. So a Norse character will pray at a designated prayer spot on the board, and they'll have to do a willpower check and get at least 3 successes. If you don't achieve 3 successes on that roll, you can purchase more successes by losing morale. You could, it's not smart to do this, but you could simply say, pray, I'm going to lose 3 morale, I'm not even going to make a roll. You can do that. It doesn't make sense to do that because you don't want to lose morale, but if you're between a rock and a hard place, you probably could. There are other prayer cards over here that are ready to be prayed for. You have one for the wilds characters and one for the Christian characters. And all of the iconography is the same. Notice that Animal Senses doesn't have anything where you can purchase successes, but Penance does. But with Penance, you're actually taking wounds in order to grant successes. So there's a difference. It just but you get the iconography though, I think, at this point. Whenever a character does pray, if there is another like-faith character in the same hex as them when they're praying, they will get a bonus +1 success to their prayer attempt. But on the other hand, if you have someone that is not of like faith in the same area, you are not able to take the prayer action. For whatever explanatory reason you would like. They don't want to. I'm having trouble putting together, but you get the idea. Is that if you have, for example, a Norse character and a Christian character, the Christian character is not going to pray while the Norse character is watching them or something to that effect, and vice versa. But if you have 2 Christians, they will pray together, or 2 Norse, they will pray together, and you'll get a +1 to your attempt for successes. All right, last thing is looking at the board, and just a couple of things I want to point out there. First of all, you'll notice that there are some more Saga tokens out here, and you can activate those Saga tokens and read those paragraphs by simply going into those. Over here, you have a concealed Saga token, or one that's been flipped over. So here, you would have to do a search action to reveal the Saga token, and then you would immediately read that paragraph. But for this one, you have to do a search first. For these other ones, you do not have to do a search. They just automatically fire off when you walk in there. Okay? Down in the corner, down here, you have a couple of things. I just want to look at the bottom of the hex to show you these different things. If a hex has no symbols in it, then it's just a regular one hex. You just takes one movement point to go in there. There's nothing of value there. There's no extra cover there or anything like that. But when we have different symbols down here, the first one here is an agility symbol with a number 2 next to it. And that means that if you want to move into this area, it takes 2 movement points to do so. Characters like Oslog can ignore that because they treat all of the areas on the board as 1. So keep that in mind. The next symbol is a perception symbol with the number 2 after it. So if you are searching for something in this hex, either while you're in that hex or from an adjacent hex, you have to get at least 2 successes in order to successfully find what you're looking for there. And then finally, this symbol here means that because it's a rough terrain, you have a little bit of extra cover that you could benefit from. So if you're in this hex and you're being shot at from range, then the tree side of the dice will count as a success for your during your defense roll. Okay? Does anybody have any questions about that so far?
Just a quick thing on moving in if you don't have the agility to do so. Is there a way to boost your agility to get in there?
Nope. So basically what happens here is, for example, let's say that Geralt is right here, okay? And he has a 2 agility, so he could go 1, 2 for 1 movement. He could do that. He just goes 1 and 2 over there. Or, because this one is a rough terrain, he could go 1, 2.
Gotcha.
Okay, so that's how it goes, but he wouldn't be able to go any further. So let's say that he's right here, and he wants to get to this spot right here. He would be able to go 1, but then he would not be able to go here because he only has 1 movement point left, and it takes 2. But Oslog, she treats everything as 1, so she'd be like, man, what you guys doing? It's simple. Okay?
So basically, there are no characters with a 1 agility.
No, not that I know of.
Gotcha.
And again, I don't have them all memorized, but I don't think there's anybody with 1. I think it's normal. Normal movement is 2.
Gotcha. Thanks.
Okay. This little thing right here is a totem, and this basically marks a spawn hex for the bad guys, or more of these things, which are quarry tokens. Quarry tokens represent woodland animals that you can hunt for food. When you attempt to hunt a quarry token, irregardless of the outcome of your roll, the token will be removed. Because if it's successful, you killed the stuff. If it's not successful, you scared the game away. So if you attempt hunting in one of these quarry places, then it will be removed. But some new ones will be spawned on these different spawn points by some of the different fate cards. Okay?
Sam, this thing here is showing up as blank to me. Is this one of those things?
Yes, it's a Saga token with the letter I on it.
Gotcha. Okay.
Yeah, sorry about that. These guys are threat tokens, and they represent the baddies that are in the forest that are trying to come get us. It's important to note you cannot attack a threat token because you don't know what it is. You can't shoot what you can't see. So you know the threat's there, but you don't know what it is. In order to attack these bad guys, we have to reveal the threat token and get them to become hostiles, which means that we've turned over the hostiles card over there, and now we know what they are. So now I can see my enemy, I can go and attack them. So while they're threat tokens, you cannot attack, but they can ambush you, and ambushes are not fun because you'll flip this token over and there will be a number of pips on it, and that's how many points of damage each person in the hex that's being ambushed will take that cannot be defended against. So we don't want to be ambushed by the bad guys. We want to reveal them so that we can attack them before they get to us, generally speaking. But with that, that's pretty much it. I just need to show you the fate card so that you kind of understand how rounds will happen. Rounds will happen in phases. The first one is the event phase, where we flip over an event card, read the flavor text that's up at the top, possibly in the middle here, have to perform some type of task or activity. Either one person or multiple people or all of us will have to do something sometimes on this. And then it gives us some information about the hero phase. How many actions we'll have. This particular card says that we have one action during the hero's phase, but that we can purchase one additional action for one morale. Then in the hostiles phase, it also shows us where new bad guys are going to be showing up. And then in the end phase, it shows us what we have to do before we begin the next round. Here, this one specifically says we have to lose one morale. All right, so that's what generally happens during the hero's action phase. You are able to move, attack, heal, search, pray, and then there are also, or hunt. And then there are also some free actions. Like if you have an item that you want to give to somebody else, that's a free action as long as you're in the same hex. Additionally, all of the actions can be done multiple times if you have multiple actions to spend, except movement. You can only use one action to move per turn. All right, so you can't, if you have two actions, you can't move and then move again. You can only use one of your actions to move. So I wanted to make sure that was clear. But that's pretty much it. We're ready to go. I'm going to flip this back over and then put it up there and then give this a good shuffle.
Unfortunately, I can't see any of those tiles. I guess I had some loads.
Same issue.
Yeah, I can't either.
The texture didn't load for the fake.
Oh.
Really?
Yeah.
That is so weird.
Yeah, they're blank.
They're all blank for all of you.
Yep.
None of these here can be seen?
They're all white.
Like
Wow.
plain. Yeah.
I don't understand that. I just fixed those yesterday. I mean, earlier today.
I don't know if anyone see this, but where the yellow hand is here, these chips also don't have.
Yeah.
For me, at least.
That's got to be something that's going wrong with Tabletop Simulator, because I know these cards, I spent much more time than I should have had to during my last demo to fix those. So I don't know why they aren't working now. I apologize. I'll be in charge of reading those and keep you up to date on what's going on there. But is there anything, can you guys see the Saga book over here?
Saga
Can you
book
see
over-
the text?
No.
Look.
Oh, yes, I can see this.
But what about this right here?
No.
See this?
That's blank.
See this?
For
This
me,
is
that's
white.
blank.
This is white?
Yep.
But what about this?
Yep.
This is, I can see. This I can't.
Okay. All right. Well, that's good. You guys can read the entries out of the Saga book then, and I'll do the stuff on the fate cards. I'm gonna have to spend my hour in between my next demo to try to figure out why that's happening. That sucks. All right. Well, next thing that has to happen is the Queen, who is the highest rank in Viking society right now. She is going to become the leader, and so she gets this token right here, denoting that she is the leader, and she must give the scout token to the character who is going to go first in the round. But before we get there, we want to read the introduction so that you guys kind of have the idea of what's going on here. So I need to get to... $300. All right. Does somebody want to read this or what?
I'll read it.
Okay, go ahead. Just read 300, and then when you get down to the bottom where it says consciousness, you'll click next page, and then it'll finish on that next page.
You take a quick look around. A deadly silence reigns. Magnificent and grotesque, the dragon's head dominates. A sad guardian of a devastated and ransacked camp, where old sailcloths and piles of empty boxes lie in heaps. Did Thor unleash his storms on these hilltops? Did famine and cold force your predecessors to abandon camp? Did those gesticulating creatures that with deformed arms attack them? So many questions leap into your minds, while the detestable yelping of your pursuers slowly subsides in the gloomy light of this strange place. Might they not dare come this far? Would they be frightened by the camp? Reassured.
Time out.
Oh.
Time out. Can you mute your Tabletopia? I'm sorry, your Tabletop Simulator text voice.
I have a voice on?
Yeah.
Huh. Where's that option? I didn't know I had a voice on.
I don't. We had the. Somebody last night. We had the same. We had the same thing. Maybe it's under configuration. Sound, voice input. Just
menu.
Maybe.
Configuration. Sound.
Yeah, it's in the under the sound tab of the configuration menu. Under voice chat, it looks like you can just disable it.
Yep.
Or push to talk.
There you go.
The toggle?
Yeah, and then click toggle, and you'll have disable come up as an option, and just click that then.
Okay.
And now talk.
Hello? Can you hear me?
All right. Yeah, we still hear you. But what we were doing is we were getting your Discord voice, and then we were also getting your Tabletop Simulator voice as well. And there was a little bit of a delay, so there was a echo.
I see.
So now it's good to go.
Okay. Reassured, you survey the surrounding area until you finally find a suitable landing place that will allow your Drakor to moor. One of you blows on a horn with all their might, hoping that your companions will understand the message. After an unbearable wait, you finally see the silhouette of the ship approaching. Brandishing a torch, you signal your presence with sweeping gestures that finally allow the ship, after several complex maneuvers, to avoid the reefs and to dock. As you help your comrades to disembark, you are told that Alvar's condition has worsened. He swings between incoherent mumbling screams of pain and a sudden loss of consciousness. This way. Time is short. We must gather the most able-bodied among you to search the camp, find food, light a fire worthy of the name to ward off the biting cold that is exacerbated by the wind.
Yeah. Exacerbated.
Exasperated. Okay. Tend to your wounded and perhaps find traces of your clan. Put into play special action card 1. Carry Alvar. Yep.
So if you look right over here, hopefully you can see it, but it says active hero in the same area as Alvar's token may perform the following action by performing a Valiance test difficulty 2. So you'll be able to move into an adjacent area with Alvar's token, ignoring that area's entry cost. And then the first time Alvar's token is located in the same area as the bonfire, which is at the camp at the middle, you'll advance heal Alvar objective 1 space to the right, and we'll also gain 2 morale. So that kind of gives us how we're going to begin healing Alvar. So right now you've got, it is a Valiance test, which means that you need to have somebody that has some pretty good Valiance to move. We're pretty good set on there because you got Frody. You also have Hemming that could, if he drinks some mead, he could do that. But Frody right now is a pretty good candidate to move Alvar. Then you also have Bergen and Drang up here as well. So you can actually piggyback Alvar. So if, for example, if you guys choose Frody to go first, Frody can move Alvar into this area, and then whenever Bergen or Dring go, they could take him and move him over here. So you can do something like that and chain and get him over there a little bit faster.
Okay.
But at that point, we need to choose who the scout is going to be, and then we'll flip the first event card, the fate card, and we'll get going.
Where is Frody? I'm looking around.
Frody, Frody is over here. That's one of my characters, I believe. Yeah, Frody. He's over here.
Then let's make Frody player 1. Or
okay.
Scout.
We'll do that. So he is scout, and what will happen here is that I'll go first, and I have to use Frody to go first, and then Matt over here can choose either Bergen or Geralt to go next, and then in clockwise format. You have these little wooden cubes that you can use to denote which one of your characters have gone. One of you doesn't have them over here. So, Scott, if you can move those 2 cubes just over there next to you, that'll be good. All right, so now we're going to flip a fate card, and we'll look at that and see how we have got going here. All right, so this one says, event, a premonition. Faced with a stranger who is ever more menacing, the most pious among you decides to mediate and to look around for a sign, however small, that would allow you to find the strength to continue. So the player controlling the hero with the higher willpower and the lowest rank applies one of the following effects. All right, I believe that person is Geralt, because Geralt has he has a 4 will, but he has a 1 rank. I think that's who it is. So Geralt needs to decide whether or not he's going to look at the next fate card. You can then put that card at the bottom of the fate deck, or you can cancel the end effect of this card. The end effect of this card, since you can't see it, is losing 3 morale.
Yeesh.
But you can choose.
We should look at the next fate card.
Well, you have to do one or the other. You can't do both.
What's the downside of looking at the next fate card?
What's that?
What's the downside of looking at the next fate card?
If we look at the next fate card, we can put that card at the bottom of the deck, but then we will be losing 3 morale at the end of this phase.
I'm sorry, what was the other option?
Canceling the end effect of this current card. So the current card has lose 3 morale on it. So we can either cancel that effect or look at the next fate card and then keep it where it is, or put it on the bottom of the fate card.
Well, I don't know that you can fight your fate, so why don't we just cancel losing 3 morale right off the bat?
Yeah, I think that would be a good, very wise. Okay, now the fate card also shows us that the heroes will have 2 actions during the course of their phase, and then we also have some hostiles showing up on the B totem, but the B totem isn't out there yet, so we don't know if that's going to happen or not. It just depends on what goes on. All right, so
are these cards
we have
randomized,
2 actions.
Or are they?
Huh?
Are these cards randomized, or are they in a specific order?
Yes, there are 9 different cards, and they were shuffled. Yes.
Gotcha.
All right. So we're going with Frody first. So Frody is going to take his. Did everybody get their wounds for their characters? I forgot to get one for him.
I got mine.
Okay.
I assume healing wounds are difficult.
I didn't explain that. A heal action is if you are just a normal person, you will take 1 die and roll it, and if you get however many successes you get, that's how many wounds you can heal. But if you have, for example, one that ends on an empty face, you will actually cause another damage to yourself. It turns out rubbing dirt in a wound actually doesn't help. But a healer like Ingvold over here, she's able to roll 2 dice and ignore blank faces. So, and healing can be on yourself or on somebody else that is nearby to you. So you don't have to just use it on your own. All right. So I think what I'm going to do exactly what I said Frody was going to do, and we're going to roll 4 dice, and we're needing to get 2 successes at least. And I did not, but let's see here. I am with Geralt. Geralt has a special ability of the support. Does anybody else have support? I think Hemming might. Does Hemming have support?
The
In his
queen
card?
does, but I don't know if you're in the same space.
Yes.
Let's
Yep.
see. Yep, he sure does.
Does.
So I can re-roll 2 of my
Okay.
dice, which is good because I kind of need it. So I'm going to re-roll these 2 right here and hopefully get 1 more success. And got it. So what that does is that allows me to move Alvar's token. Oops. And it also allows me to move Frody in there as well. All right, and that is 1 action for Frody. Second action, I think I'm just going to try it. I'm going to try to heal myself. We'll see what happens, but hopefully it will not be a wound. Okay, it's nothing. I didn't heal myself, but it's not a blank face, so I didn't do any more damage. So I'm
Aren't you
just
Norse?
poking at the wound.
So
Um,
doesn't that turn into a success because of the prayer?
No, because the prayer is talking about melee attacks, not
Oh.
just any test.
Gotcha.
So Frody, in order to get that benefit, he'd have to be fighting somebody hand-to-hand combat.
Understood.
And now either Geralt or Bergen can go.
All right. Well, since you've got Alvar, we're gonna have the Madman. I've got 2 actions. Is that right?
Yes, you have 2 actions.
All right. So where is he? He's gonna move 1. Stick with everyone here, and then try
Well,
to.
There's a stacking limit of 5 characters per. So that hex right now is closed down. You can move through it, but you can't stay there.
I see. Well, as a madman, he's used to being on his own, so he's just going to try going over here and heal.
Okay, you can move. You can move 2. His agility is 2, so you
Oh,
can
right,
move him
right,
up
right.
to 2 if you
Right.
wish.
Action is move. Agility lets me move twice. All right, so I'm just
Yeah,
gonna,
yeah, yeah.
I see. Okay, so 6 and 1/2 dozen, moving through everyone to here,
Okay.
and then second action will be heal.
Okay.
So I'm sorry. How do I do the heal?
You'll take 1 die and roll it, and if it has one of those diamond symbols on it, then you're good.
Oh,
You're good.
yeah,
So
you're super.
you actually have the ability to heal 2, but you only have 1, so you get to heal it.
Cool. All right, so we're good.
And that. Mm-hmm. And you're done. You just put the cube on there, and now either Queen Petronilla or Oslo can go. Notice that Queen Petronilla has that authority ability, which means that she can give somebody an extra action if that they can benefit from, but it has to be at the end of her activity. So right now it's not very useful, but just keep that in mind because it could be very useful later on.
So is this an action I can do during my turn for someone whose turn hasn't come up yet?
Yes, but it has to be after you have finished your actions. So you can't give it to somebody and then move away. It has to be after you've moved and attacked and done all this other stuff. It has to be the last thing that you do. So that's why it's not really helpful right now, because you would basically have to forego your action or just heal or something like that, and then not move and then just stay there and give it to somebody. But it's not really worth it at this point.
So I can just choose a different character, like the Prowler.
You could, yes, but when you move, it has to be an active hero. So even if she follows up and moves into an area where somebody has already moved into, she wouldn't be able to give it to them then because they've already acted.
Okay. Interesting. And our goal here is to get this guy to a fire.
Yep.
Where's the fire, or are we setting the fire?
Well, if you look at the board, there's one area on the board that looks like it could have a fire on it,
This thing?
but it doesn't have one right now. And it also has a Saga token in there, which might give us more information.
Gotcha. Okay. Well, let's get. I'm going to actually activate the scout. The queen's going to stay there for now, and she's going to move 2. Where is she? Oh, it's this one. Okay. We'll move up here with this guy.
Okay. Who was that?
That's
Oslog?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. One of the things that we're going to need to do is get more food, and Oslogs are a hunter.
Can she hunt in any space?
She's the best at it because you use a survival skill to hunt, and she has the highest survival. And she's able to, if you look at her her special ability, she can treat all hexes as just one, and she can move freely through the board, or at least more freely than the rest of us can. So she could get over to those difficult to reach places a lot quicker than we could, and she's good at hunting. So that might be something that you think about.
So she can move 4, essentially?
No, she can't move 4. She only has 2 movement points, but each hex only counts as 1.
Gotcha.
Even the rough hex ones that would normally cost everybody else 2.
Understood. Can I hunt any space? Like, could I hunt in the space?
No, only where those quarry tokens are.
Gotcha.
So you got quarry tokens that are, there's one down here, and then there's one up here as well.
Right.
Sorry, that second tab didn't do it. That was incorrect. So basically, we've got a quarry token here, and so
yeah, she can't make
it's
it
pretty
to
much
either
whatever.
of those spaces.
What's that?
She can't make it to either of those spaces in the first turn.
No, you can't. But you can set yourself up to get there next turn and possibly be able to hunt next turn. If we use our whatchamacallit,
If I go here,
familiars, our familiars, it's gonna cost food. So, and they are a great help to helping unmask what those threats are.
Okay, then I'll go straight through this space and end up here, so I can get here next turn.
Okay.
Okay. There's nothing else I can do in this space except possibly heal.
Yep, that's correct.
All right, and we'll give healing a shot. Yay! Okay.
You got it?
Yep.
Okay. So that was Oswald. So now it's over to either Healey or Drain. Remember that these Saga tokens will help us further the story and give us more information. So if we can, we probably should try to unlock one or both of those this round so that we have a little bit more information going into the next round. And again, if you guys have any questions at all, just let me know.
Yes, sorry, can you just remind what the possible actions are?
Yes, movement. Right now, you don't have anything to attack, so but realize that attacking is one of your actions. Right now, your available actions are moving, healing, um, and searching. Searching is another viable action right now, but not necessarily where we are.
Oh,
But
could you have moved twice?
right now, it's pretty much moving and healing is all we really have the ability to do, and carrying Alvar. Alvar is a movement action that's kind of a special movement action.
Could we have moved twice?
No, you cannot move twice.
Ah.
Yeah, movement is the only thing that you can't do more than once. Everything else you can do more than once. You can search twice. You can attack twice. You can heal twice. You can do anything but moving twice.
So from this space, we can get to either this or this.
Yep. Right now, whose turn is it right now? Is it Drang or Hemming?
Yeah.
Hemming is back here. He's kind of going to be a little bit of a drag, but that's okay. He's not really useful at this stage. He will be later. Getting Drang over here might be the best opportunity because he's really good at finding wood. And finding wood is something that may or may not happen up in this area somewhere up here. So the closer we can get him over there, because we do need to find out what this is for and what this says. But getting Drang over here is probably a good idea.
Who is that? Did we lose someone?
Yeah, it looks like somebody did. It looks like Scott left. Scott, are you still in the Discord?
Looks like that.
Huh. I wonder if his computer popped out on him. All right, well, hopefully he'll come back.
So why don't we say Drang does that?
Is that who it was? Oh, okay, I'm sorry. Yeah, go ahead and do that. Drang will come in, and he'll read that I. So I paragraph is paragraph 25 in the Saga book. Apart from the imposing tower that served as your landmark in this partially collapsed longhouse, there's not much left of the camp that your predecessors set up. The overriding impression is one of ransacking and hasty desertion. There is not a single living soul left, nor a single dead body, that could indicate that your clan had been held at bay by the savages you met. This last thought is almost reassuring. Perhaps your comrades have moved to a more hospitable place, and in that case, perhaps they left you a message. You search in vain through the scattered debris of the ruined building, but if you rekindle the hearth that's there, it could provide a warm makeshift shelter until further searches can be organized. Put in play special action card 2, Bonfire, and move the objective marker Find Your Clan forward 1 space. All right, so the second card here is not that one. Bonfire, and that brings this into play.
Oh, that one's blank for me.
It is? Okay. Yeah, it's just something's wrong with Tabletopia. I'm sorry, Tabletop Simulator. There's just no reason for all of these cards. They've been working fine, so I apologize for that. But it's nothing I have a lot of control over.
I can see it.
So basically,
no worries, Sam. Actually, Bonfire I can see. It's the one beneath it is blank.
Oh, okay. Well, the Bonfire card doesn't tell you anything that isn't on this token over here. Basically, what we can do is we can spend 2 wood to flip this token over to provide the fire that's being lit. But if you'll notice at the bottom of this side of the card, of the token rather, it says flip during the event phase. So next round, this is going to flip back over, and and we're going to have to go get 2 more wood and keep the fire going. So that's going to be one of the resource management things that we have to do in this scenario. Additionally, if we don't have that fire going at the end phase, you'll notice here that it says we have to lose 2 morale.
Great.
And that's in addition to whatever the event card is telling us to lose.
And how much wood did we start with? 2?
Yep, we start with wood so we can get the fire going, but at that point we're going to have to go out and find some more wood.
Mm-hmm.
Which, if you look at the board, you got some tree stumps on the board somewhere. If you can find those tree stumps, you pretty much get the idea.
Gotcha.
Right. Okay, got it.
Well, so should we have him take an action while he's there?
Well, I'm sorry, man. I was just gonna. Do we need to move?
I'm sorry. Yes, I'm sorry. I keep forgetting. Scott's not here. Okay. Yes. I'll spend the second action that Dring has to go ahead and flip this, and we'll spend 2 wood to get that going. I'm sorry, guys. That I brain farted there. I was expecting him to or somebody to go ahead and do that. I'll act for him as well. No worries. So that's that for Drain. He has come up here and let's see. Did we? Yes, we did. Okay, so we moved the clan objective. No, we didn't. One more. There we go. So we're closer to finding our clan. So that's that, and that's Drain. So now it comes back to. Yeah, we got the wood token up there. Okay, so now Ingvild the Witch is going to act. So she's going to come on in here and go 1, 2, and see what this. Uh-oh, we just lost Matt.
Oh no!
Out of the game.
Sorry, guys. I'm not sure what happened.
Okay, we'll just pop back in if you can. Again, like I said, Tabletop Simulator is notorious for doing this, even when it's not Gen Con. So, at least with my experience, just try to pop back in with the server if you can.
I've never encountered this
right
much
now.
difficulty.
Huh?
I've never
Sam, from
encountered
what
this
you're
much.
seeing, is this? Oh, I'm sorry. Sam, from what you're saying, you said this is typical, but does it seem like it's a little more typical right now with all the?
Yes.
using
Yeah.
servers?
I've never seen it happen this bad. Where like, as long as it took Scott to load in, I've never seen it. I've never seen that happen. Usually, what would happen in that case is that they would have trouble signing in. They'll say, "Okay, I'm just going to log out and sign back in." And when they sign back in, it's boom, boom, boom. It comes right up. But he tried it like 3 or 4 times, and it just was going slower than molasses in January. So, yeah, see, there he is. He's right back. But his ping is really high. But he's loading in pretty quick. All right.
It does look like I need to reselect my color.
Yeah, you do.
Okay.
Yeah. There you go. All right, good to go. So Ingvild is going to move in here to the hex, and then she's going to read that, what was it, H, I think? And so that's paragraph 186. Does anybody else want to read that one?
I'm resetting my cameras, so when you guys go.
Okay, no worries. So, Chris, would you like to try it out?
You're at the
read
foot
this,
of-
or do you want me to?
You're at the foot of what from afar you thought was a dragon. While the entire camp is in ruins, this structure still stands proudly above the debris and seems to have escaped the devastation. Those that came before had worked hard to erect this tower, using the wood after their Dakar, proudly crowning it with the prow of their ship. The entire structure is covered with notches, or poorly crafted figures carved in the wood. When you slip inside this shelter, you discover a cascade of melted candles, a jumble of bones, and bunches of dried plants piled up in what was once an iron shield. As you wander about this strange sanctuary, whispers seem to enter your mind. People have prayed here, begged, and pleaded. An immense force seems to have concentrated in this place. Add prayer cards 4, 5, and 6 to your prayer deck. Move the objective marker, find your clan, forward 1 space.
All right, so we move this 1 more space like that. And then we also can take, where are they? There they are. Oh. 1, 2, 3. So these 3 cards are now available to us.
So is this considered a prayer spot?
Yep, these are all prayer cards.
Mm-hmm. But the area
so
that she's in is a prayer spot that
it is,
takes
yes.
advantage of it?
So, but she is a wild character, so she can only pray for wild prayers, which are these 2 over here.
Mm-hmm.
That one and that one. One of these 2 might be worth it, and I can try to go ahead and do it now. If this hero is in a totem system, that's place it. Call the wild. Searching in adjacent areas usually helps a lot, so I'm going to go ahead and try to do that one with a prayer action. And nobody's here with me, so it's just going to be a straight up roll. Now, the other thing I have available to me, I can do this prayer thing, or I can send Inga the owl out here to reveal this threat token to see what it is, so we can kind of go from there. I'm going to do that one, I think, instead, because it's really important to try to get those threat tokens taken over.
And not be hijacked by them? Yeah,
not be ambushed. So I'm going to go ahead and use 1 food and 1 morale to go ahead and deploy Inga the owl.
Mm-hmm.
And because of her agility of 4, I can put her up to 4 hexes away from Ingval. It's only 2 away, so definitely within range. And then when I deploy Inga, she can search its area to reveal any threats, and she has a perception of 3. So I'm going to have these 3 dice over here, not rolling them yet, but if you look at the section, the hex that they're in, it doesn't have any perception requirements, so it's just a base of 1. So I get to roll these 3 dice, and then they will, hopefully I'll get at least 1. And I did. So we can reveal that. So 3 bad guys show up here. Now if that token had ambushed us, everybody in that hex would have taken 3 wounds that you couldn't defend against. So that's how nasty some of these tokens can be. Let me see where are they?
So, Sarah, I mean that we know that threat is 3 baddies, but we don't know what they are. Oh, you're getting them. Okay.
Yep, I'm getting them right now. And we're going to turn over one of those hostile cards over there too, because there we go. So they're there. The owl saw them and reported back, and that allows us to flip this hostile card over here.
Oops,
and if we want to go ahead and take a look at that, we need somebody to go read paragraph 33 in the Saga book, please.
I'll do that.
Okie doke.
33. Oops. In the bush is a constant rustling, so they really are men, or at least living examples of the most grotesque idol, gesticulating in a pagan dance resembling martial training, advanced spears and lances in hand, their faces hidden by masks with terrifying expressions. Muffled crackles get louder, and a malevolent glint pierces through the lifeless eyes of the wooden faces they wear.
So now if we look back at the hostile card that's over here, we'll get some more information. You'll notice that as the threat token over here, they had a 3 strength, but now that we see what they are, they're like, oh, they're just a bunch of pipsqueaks. They only have 2 strength for combat. They have 1 defense, which means we simply have to score at least 1 hit in order to knock one of those models off the board. And then they also move together with an agility of 1. You'll notice that they've lost the shoot 1 and cowardness abilities, so they are going to be trying to come into melee with us. Their prey priority has stayed the same, where they'll be coming after the closest person, then the person with the most wounds, then the highest in Viking society, highest rank. All right, so now that we know what they are, they're not as intimidating, but when they're in a group like this, they'll attack at 2 strength, but they all attack together. So the first guy attacks at 2 strength, and then he gets a +1, +2. So they'll attack once at a power of 4. So together they're pretty nasty. We do need to kind of whittle them down so that we don't take some pretty nasty attacks from them. And that is the end of Inkvold's turn.
So
So
when
now
do they
we come
get a
over
turn
here
to
and
move?
Bergen. Bergen is up.
When do they actually move, Sam? When do they have... You said that they have an agility of 1, so when will they actually move?
During the hostiles phase, which will take place after all of the heroes have gone during the heroes phase.
Gotcha. Thanks.
So a question for you. Her agility is 2, so she's not going to be able to engage, right? She can't get up there. Does it make sense? Just trying to think through what to do here to get her close, being the shield maiden that she is, and then can she kind of deploy her bear cub into those guys?
She could. What she could also do is she could move Alvar, and that would be her movement action. And then her second action could then be to send Olaf in there as well.
I see. For some reason, I thought Alvar was like slung over Frodi's shoulder. So
Well, he was. You know, Frodi had him. You know, he's fireman carrying Alvar into this thing, and then Bergen is like, "Hey, let me take him," and so they transfer him over. So he can do that. Let me double check Olaf's agility. I think it's just a 2. So he won't actually be, if you do that, you'll be here, and then he only has 1, 2 agility. So he could only go either there or there. So he wouldn't actually be able to get up there, which isn't a huge deal.
Right, because
well, remember
that they're only going to move 1. So the most they're going to do is either here or here.
Mm-hmm.
And we can choose because it's equidistant to Ingvold, who's the closest character. So I would say we could just move them here during the hostiles phase so that Oslog here still has a clean path to get up here and hunt that token.
Okay, so Bergen can only, so if Bergen's going to take the burden of Alvar over her shoulder, she can only move, if I read this card right, she can only move the one space with it, right?
That's correct.
Yeah, we got to get them to the fire. That's kind of...
Right.
Yeah.
She's heaving them over her shoulder, bringing them right over here.
Yep, that's cool. Well, she does have to roll. It shouldn't be a problem. She's going to roll, like, I think 6 dice, and she only has to get 2 successes, but she still does have to make that roll.
Oh, Valiant got difficulty 2. Okay. Valiant is 5. Am I getting a bonus?
I'm sorry. Yeah, no. She will in combat, but right now, no. I'm sorry.
Yeah, all right, so she's 5. So I'm a little bit of a tabletop simulator newbie. How do you...
Okay. What you can do is, like, for example, you've got these 2 down here. You can just click and drag and put a box around these and then put a box around them again. And then just hit your R a few times. And after you've selected all 5 of them, and that'll give you a good simulation. It'll look
Like that.
That'll work.
You got
That'll
plenty
work.
of spaces. Okay.
You got plenty. You could have thrown him to the bonfire from here, probably. So you're good. Now you've got one action left, and you do have that wound that's there. So
Yeah, let's heal that.
yeah, you can try to do that. So you just roll one die. You should be
Okay.
good.
Oop, I just rolled them all. Oh,
That's
I got
fine. You had them all selected. You got the one on the one that I set apart for you, so no worries.
Right.
So you heal that one.
Move that up there.
And that's it for Bergen. We go over to Queen Petronia, and she can pretty much... Now, Rolf has a 3 agility, so you could have Queen Petronia move over here for 1 action, and then definitely deploy Rolf over here. It would definitely be something you could do. And there's 2 food over here, which is what it would take.
Let's do it.
So I'm sure where's the 2 food? I missed where you were pointing.
It's on the
Over
main
here.
board.
Oh,
It's
from
over here.
Yeah,
It's not there now because he moved them off, but that's what it was.
That's the last of it.
Got it.
We're out of food now. But the
Yeah.
doggy...
It's because Oslog needs to... Yeah, I'm sorry, you go ahead and do it. Go ahead and put your token in there, and once he's there, Rolf can search this area and reveal any threats and attack a hostile in the order of your choice. They're already revealed. There's no threats to search for. You're just going in there to attack.
So 3 dice.
So you can go ahead and roll his combat value of 3, and you're trying to get at least one hit to take one of them out.
You got it. How about
There you
5
go.
or 4?
Now, unfortunately, with you really killed one of them. I mean, you seriously killed one of them.
You can't spread
But
it.
you would need something like Drang's frenzy ability in order to knock
carry
all
over.
of them out at the same time.
Got it. Understood. But at least they're less
But
threatening.
yeah, I mean, you turned that dude into a puddle of goo, so it's good.
So does he disappear at that point? Kind of.
I'm sorry?
Does he disappear, the dog?
No, he stays there. He stays there. Look at his other ability, which is actually pretty cool. So, hostiles, in the hostiles phase, the little dude threat tokens and hostiles moving in Rolf's area stop their move. So they would try to move out, but since he's there, they're not going to move. So he
kind of
actually
affects
holds
our
them in
hunting
place as
ability.
well. So it keeps them at bay a little bit. So it's good.
Yeah, but that kind of keeps our hunting ability from taking place.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
But I can attack from adjacent
But we could
spaces with her.
also, I mean, Bergen has, if we get 2 actions, Bergen has a move of 2, which could be 1, 2. And then she also has a shoot 1, which could go in there. So these are the kinds of things we have to think about as we're determining who's going to go first next turn.
Gotcha.
So there's a couple of possibilities. But we definitely need to, normally what we do is, what I've seen happen in other games is that Oslog is actually sent over in this direction, since there isn't anything over here to stop her from getting there. This is a little bit of a more hazardous path to go get some food.
Gotcha.
But it is what it is.
Yeah.
So
Variety is the
now
spice
we
of
have
life.
now we have let's see, I think Hemming. Hemming is the last one.
Yep.
So
What are we gonna have him
right
do?
now?
What
Go
can he
ahead.
do?
Well, right now there's not a whole lot that he can do. He could move up here for 1 action. That's a definite. And then what you want to do after that is pretty much up to you. But probably healing is the only thing that he really has any. That's the only good thing that he could probably do. The first round is a little bit scripted in this specific scenario, because you kind of start off in the corner and it takes a while to get in.
Okay.
You know, what's really rough though is when you start the first round, you only have 1 action. That's really rough. So Hemi can go ahead and try to heal now since he went ahead and moved up. And so you just take one die and roll it, and then if you get a success, you get to heal. If so forth.
Success.
You got a success.
Yep.
All right. So that's everybody. So now we go to the
darkness.
The hostile space. And so what's going to happen here is that this guy is going to move to the closest people, which are Drang and Queen Petronia right here. And since it's equidistant, here, or here, we can choose which one we go to. And this one will be the one we go to because we want to keep this area free. So that's what that will go. They don't have anybody adjacent to them. So they don't attack anybody with that shoot one. These two guys will move. No, they won't move because of
the dog.
Because of Rolf being there. And they do not attack because they don't attack familiars. For some reason, these hostiles do not attack the familiars. They leave them alone. We don't understand why, but they just don't attack the hostiles. So that is the end of the hostiles phase, except we also have some, some new guys spawning, but the totem that they spawn at isn't on the board yet. So that doesn't happen. So we negated the end phase of losing 3 morale, so that doesn't happen. We have the fire lit, so we don't lose morale from that either. So we're good. Nothing happens on the end phase, and that is it. At this point, at the end of the round, your familiars come back to you automatically. So I'll take Inga and put her over here next to Ingvild, and Rolf goes back to Queen Petronia. And at this point, we are ready to choose a new scout.
A new person to go first. So, bearing in mind that we want to kill those guys as fast as we possibly can, who's the guy who has the ability to kill next to him? It's this guy, right?
It's Drang, yes, but unfortunately Drang won't be able to get there. He's 3 spaces away. So he won't be, and he doesn't have any range shooting ability. So the other thing that we'll need Drang to do, though, is possibly try to get up here and get some wood chopped for us so that we can keep the fire going, because this is about to flip back over during the event phase.
Okay.
So,
maybe it's still a good idea to have Drang go first?
What's that?
If we have Drang go first, that means everybody will have a chance to choose somebody, and we can possibly get these 2 killed before the scout who's going to get food goes.
Yes, yes, you're correct.
So, I nominate Drang.
All right, I'm down with that.
And then Drang goes here.
Yep. Okay, so Drang is going first. So now, first, what we do is he doesn't move yet. We have to still flip over the event card to see what happens.
Okay.
But we have to determine who the scout is before we flip this card.
Okay.
All right. So what happens?
So
you can't see the card. So I'll read. No worries. It says bled dry. That's the event card, and it says you're sick and wounded. Can take no more. Continuing to advance seems to be beyond their strength. Some are ready to give up and let themselves fall into unconsciousness to put an end to this nightmare. All right, so every active hero who has at least 1 wound must perform a willpower test. And X equals the number of wounds they currently have. And if you fail, then you get another wound. So, for example, I'll start things off with Ingvild. Ingvild has to do a willpower test, which is 3 for her, and she has 1 wound, so she needs to get at least 1 success on these dice. And she did not. So, is she in? She's by herself, so she doesn't get anybody's support, so she will take another wound.
Thanks.
So I'll fix that in just a few moments. Frody, same thing, but his willpower is 1. So I need to roll 1 die and hopefully get one success. And that's a no as well. And so now we'll flip this over and we'll affix that. And so we just continue going around the table with Geralt and Bergen and so forth and so on. Everybody has to make that test.
Yeah, they're all
Everybody who
healed up.
has a wound, right?
Okay,
Everybody-
so yeah, those two are good. Looks like
queen.
Oswald is good. Queen
the
Petronia
queen.
needs to roll.
Ah!
And
Miss.
that's a no. But where is Queen Petronia? She's with Drang. Drang doesn't have support. Never mind. So she takes a wound, and then Drang is the last one. So his willpower is 2, so he'll roll 2 dice, but because of Queen Petronia being there, he'll be able to re-roll if he misses.
Oh, it's if he
During-
misses.
during
It's not
rolls-
an extra die.
Yeah,
I see.
there you go.
Hey!
Okay, he got it, so he's safe. He doesn't heal anything, but he doesn't take another wound.
Okay.
All right, so that's the end of that little activity. And now, during the heroes phase, we will have one action, but we can use food to get an additional action if we had food. Or when we have some food, we can do that possibly. Hostiles will show up on totem B if it's around, and then we'll lose 1 morale in the end phase from the event card. And now this flips over, and we need to find some food to get some more, to get that fire going again.
We need food, we need fire, everything's bad. Got it.
Yes, that is correct. Here's the bad thing. We chose Drang to go first, but now we only have one action. So he can only get over there. He cannot then spend food because we don't have any food to get some more wood. So we're probably going to be losing some morale this turn because we won't be able to get the fire going again.
Well, then Drang maybe shouldn't do that because that would put him within 1 of the being shot.
Oh, he relishes being shot, though. If you look at his special ability, when he gets 2 or more wounds, actually for every 2 wounds he has, he gets +1 to his defense.
Oh.
So,
That's very Viking.
yes, it is.
All right.
So,
So
I think we're still good sending him over there because we will need to get food. I'm sorry, we will need to get wood. And if he gets shot, yeah, that's not going to hurt him at all.
Okay. So he's done.
So that's he's done, and so it comes back to
So should he bother?
Brody
not-
and Ingol.
He shouldn't bother to. Well, he only has 1 action, right?
Yes, everybody only has 1 action, and we can't purchase other ones because we need food to purchase more actions.
That's a
So
terrible.
the event card really kind of screwed us on getting that kind of stuff, but it's just the way it is. Yeah. So we just need to kind of get ready for.
Taking
Oh
a-
wait, I'm sorry. I'm such an idiot. We need to read L. We need to read L because I forgot to advance the round marker. So L is paragraph 210. That will change things.
210. The pests that were amassing at the edge of the forest suddenly cease their maneuvers. One of them barks, brandishing his fist in the direction of the camp, which causes the disorderly flight of his fellow creatures who disappear into the woods from whence they came. Astounded, you realize that it is fear that is causing them to run away. But a shiver runs down your spine when you realize that you are not the reason for their fear. An agonizing death rattle raises into the air. Alvar, on the point of death, is convulsed with violent spasms and begins to scream. "They are here, the spirits that haunt me. They are coming to take me away." His staring eyes roll back and then disappear between his lids. You stand alert, scanning the mists that appears on the edge of the map as a flock of crows settles on the idols that top the wooden tower. They are now watching the camp, clacking their beaks in unison like a morbid serenade. Remove all Threat A tokens and vermin hostiles from the board. Remove Threat Card 2.
Okay.
Put into play Threat Card 3. Place totems A and B in the location shown on the plan. Place a threat B on the totem A and B. You know, it's weird that they keep mentioning the fact that this tower is wooden and we need wood.
Yeah, but it's a tower, though. That's your prayer spot, man. It's a holy place.
It's
You're not going to
wood.
tear that down.
It's
You're not gonna
wood.
tear that down. Oh, man. Come on, bro. All right, so A and B come out. The diagram actually has C here as well, so we're going to go ahead and put that out there. But we have another hostile here and another hostile here. The vermin have gone away, so we get rid of that hostile card. And then we take this, but we don't flip it over yet because we don't know what it is yet. We have to get either this guy or this guy revealed in order to flip that hostile card. Okay?
That just made things worse, man.
No! This
Yes.
advanced our story. It got rid of some people. That was a good thing.
It got rid of what things we could handle and replaced it with things that we don't know.
Exactly, that's true. But there's a challenge now.
Yeah.
So what we need to do now, Drang has just gone. What happened would not have changed anything because we still need to get wood.
How did this person not move? Frody.
Hmm?
How did Frody...
Well, he did move. Frody was here, and Frody was the first person to move.
his second
Or
action.
here.
His second action
Yeah, and
was
his-
to carry. Got it.
Yeah, that's correct. So he's just a little bit behind. He's a blacksmith. He's not used to all that walking around.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so what we can do now? Well, it'd be great to use a familiar to get over there, but we don't have any food yet. So Drang has gone. Frody and Ingvild are next, and we can only move once. We can only have one action. So I'm just going to go ahead and move Frody into the area here, and that will be his turn.
He couldn't
So-
have taken Alvar with him? He couldn't-
No, because he couldn't stop and then pick him up. He had to go through. So,
Sam, I'm sorry, deploying a familiar, that's an action, right?
it is, yes.
So-
But we don't have any food right now, so it's not even an option right now.
Right, we're just about getting in place for doing stuff
Sure.
next turn.
Yeah, absolutely. Yes, it is an action.
So maybe we can have a Gerolf be like the wood guy. So where would we want to send him for that? He's over here.
Well, that's what Drang is going to do. As a matter of fact, Drang should have read this
Yeah, he's
Saga.
right there. Okay.
So let's go ahead and let him do that.
Oh, you don't have to search for that? Just entering the
Nope,
space?
nope, because it's already revealed. This one right here is not revealed, so you have to search for that one. But the ones that are already revealed, they can automatically fire off when you walk in.
And where's the... Oh, this is the code sheet that tells you
Yeah.
what you have to do.
So J is 114.
Somebody else want to do it?
Yeah, I'll do it. There we go. A few dozen trees have been felled at the ledge of the forest. There is no doubt that this is the work of your clan. A rusty saw partially embedded in a trunk is further evidence of a hasty abandonment of the site. With a little determination, you can tackle these mighty fir trees that promise to burn rapidly and fiercely to keep you warm. Stepping back to assess the magnitude of the task ahead of you, You notice that you are walking on a bed of still fresh wood shavings. Someone has worked here recently. As you look for other clues, an intermittent whistling sound attracts your attention. A bottle attached to a branch sways gently in the wind. When you take it down, you notice a small scroll rolled up inside, requiring you to break the bottle to examine it. On it, a few lines in Latin, traced in charcoal. Play special action card 003 woodcutting and gain the item card artifact N002.
Okay. Woodcutting goes right here. And artifact N002 is this one. And so Drang has this card. Now, if you guys look at this card, it has a couple of elements on it that I just want to explain. First of all, at the top right-hand corner of the card, the Christian symbol is there, which denotes that only Christian characters can read this card. Drang is not a Christian character. He's a Norse. So he's got this piece of paper that he's like, I got a jar of dirt. That's all he's doing with it. The next one over means that it is, on the other side of the corner, means that it is a set of 3. It's one out of a set of 3. And so they all go together. When a Christian character has this in their possession, it's a free action to read that storybook, the Saga book paragraph there at the bottom of the card.
And is transferring content a free action when you're in the same space with another person?
Yes, it is. It is absolutely a free action. But that did say to advance the... Did it say to advance the marker?
And what I just read, no.
Find your clan? No?
It said...
okay. That's fine.
Yeah, woodcutting and then gain the artifact.
Yep. Okay, so if you look over here at the woodcutting token, it tells you what the card has on it that you can't see. But we flip this over, and for an action, which is what the hand symbol means up at the top, you can use a Valiance to gain wood and then flip this back over. So once Drang chops some wood, we'll have to flip this over, and nobody else can do that for the rest of that round. But then during the event phase, we'll flip it back over, and then somebody else can come back and do more if we need it. But that's how woodcutting works. Cool. And the reason that Drang is so good at it is because he already rolls 6 dice per Valiance, but when he's alone, he rolls an additional dice. So he's going to be rolling 7 dice, and he produces wood on every success after that. So he is the best one-handed lumberjack I've ever seen.
But that's the only space that this can happen in? Like, the other woods areas aren't...
Nope.
Got it.
Nope, this is the only place that can happen in.
It's just so many things we can't do.
Yeah, well, that's part of the restrictions.
I get it. If
it was too easy, it'd be too easy, right?
Yeah. It's a fun game. It's just like I can see how it's like we're so on the cusp of being able to accomplish anything and have accomplished nothing.
Yeah, no, I get it. All right, so now we caught up to what Drang did, and then Frody moved, and so now it comes back to I can't remember. It's either Bergen or Geralt.
I can't remember either. How about we'll move Geralt. Well, he can shoot, and we do need to get food. So I'm thinking I'll take his 2 movements. What if we moved him up here and got him into position to sort of maybe use his cat to reveal the baddies on the next turn, and then kind of get in there and get vittles.
Yep.
So all right. So basically, that's all I can do this turn is the
wait. No, because wouldn't you'd be ambushed next turn?
Not necessarily, because this guy is here, and I can't tell you who he's going after because we haven't seen the thing yet. But whoever they're going after, it would probably be equidistant. So we would be able to choose which way they go, either here or here.
As long as
But
it's
I don't
not
want to give
him specifically that they're going after.
Yeah, I don't want to give too much away. But I mean, yeah, Alvar already said what he said. He said they're coming for me.
I
So
see what you're saying.
they're going to be coming after him, and we can choose which way they choose to go.
But you can see where my concern was. It's like,
Mhm.
don't get
Technically, though, this might be a better position because then we can have these people go here during the event phase. I'm sorry, during the hostile phase, which would still give Oslog a clear path this way. But if we send Geralt here and send these people here, she will not have a path.
I fear she's going to have a
Okay,
turn
that
of
works.
doing nothing.
I'm sorry. Just remind me, Sam. These little totems.
Those
Those
are
are spawn
spawn
points.
areas. Yeah.
Spawn areas.
That's where
Yeah.
the bad guys come from.
Bad guys and or quarry tokens.
Well, Geralt is known as the Madman, so
Yes. Yes. You've been role playing that well.
Okay.
the dude's crazy and likes cats. I like that.
Yeah. He's a crazy cat dude. All right, so I think that's it for him. He's moved. So we come back over and
It's either the queen
it's either
or this guy.
Petronia. Has Oslog gone already? I don't think she has she?
She has not. Nobody has gone.
No. Yeah, so it's either Oslog or Queen Petronia right now. Now, here's where we could use a little bit of thing. You could use Queen Petronia right now to go over here and then give Oslog an additional action
Oh.
because Oslog has not gone yet. Then you could have Oslog move in here and then search here, which would reveal this token and let us know who it is, making it available for us to attack it. Because right now we can't attack it. We don't know what it is.
I like your plan.
Yeah?
So how do I denote that I've
I
given?
don't mean to alpha player it. I'm just trying to let you guys know how, kind of how it
Honestly,
works out.
for tutorial sake,
Oh.
I
Yeah, right.
actually prefer. I would have just been fine with Mantic playing the games themselves and letting other people watch and interact
Right.
with them. So,
Well, we are actually doing that, I think, on some of our live streams. We have some live streams that are set up for this weekend, but I don't know if it's going to when exactly it's going to happen. Our office in Paris is a little bit.
Oh, I'm sorry, Sam. Are you guys going to play through the same scenario so as not to spoil too much of the content?
I think so, but I'm not for sure. They've been working on another standalone scenario that I think they're going to be sending out with. We're able to produce prototypes now, so and they've actually got a prototype that's pretty stinking good because they've had Seb Levine, our painter, paint all of the models that they 3D printed.
Right.
So it looks sick how good it looks. It's very nice.
very cool. So is there a way to denote that I've given that bonus to a character, or do I just have to remember?
No, we'll help you remember. That's a little thing. The game is going to be coming with a bunch of these little things, which is a +1 action. So you could technically say Oslog has this +1 action right now.
Okay.
So but this is part of the resource pool. So
Got it.
it's up to you guys. You know what? Oh, I'm a dork. You know what? Drain's going to use that +1 action. And he's going to roll 7 dice to get us some wood so we don't have to lose all that morale. 4, 5, 6, 7. I'm sorry, I just realized that we could do that. I forgot that token was over there.
So does that mean she should have gone to Drain?
Huh? No. What in the world? Why does this keep falling on each other? Stupid. Alright, dadgummit. This is going to count. This one's the one that counts. Oh!
It's a good one to
jackpot.
have count.
So we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So that's 8 wood.
So where did that extra action come from?
It was in our resource pool.
Oh.
It could have been used by anybody at any time, but once we use it, it's gone.
Got it.
So, but 8 wood, is that what is that right?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yep.
Yep. Okay. So, that actually is good because now it gives our other people something to do.
Okay. Well, I've taken my turn, and we're back to these guys. That gives the guy with the war song. He's just the one behind.
Hemming?
Yeah, he can't possibly carry, can he?
He's got a 1.
But he also has this
Where is
weird
he?
ability where he can turn his defense into an attack.
Yeah, he's got it. That's his liquid courage, man. You see that? You see, look at his artwork, and he's got that big old flask hanging from his belt.
Might this be the
He's
time?
got his liquid courage, buddy. He can drink it, and exactly, and turn defense into valiance. So that's in this specific case, it's like people are saying Hemming could never pull Arvo, and he's like, hold my beer.
But we do have Bergun here. Who is she, and what's her strength?
Yeah, she's good at carrying Alvar. So.
Okay, then let her
He
do
is.
it, and he'll just join the fray, I guess, right? Since he only has one action, get him to the fire.
Is there any downside to getting Alvar into the camp while the fire's still out?
No, we just have to get him there next to the bonfire, and if we do that, we advance. We advance his heal Alvar objective, and we gain 2 morale.
Cool.
Actually, he has. Does he have support? What's his deal? Yeah, he does. He provides support. When nearby active heroes can reroll dice during any test. Grants combat. What does granting combat to active heroes mean?
If you look at Bergen's combat ability, that's what you're doing. You're giving the ability to roll an additional die in melee combat.
Oh. So he should be getting to the front lines, not hiding back with the fire.
Yeah.
Put him up there. Oh, wait. What's his move? Can he move too?
Yes.
Bam. Good enough. He's done. Back to you, Sam.
Okay. Let's see. I've got Ingvold left. I really wish Ingvold was in the bonfire right now. Oh, did we leave Alvar by himself?
I was like, hey, what happened to Bergen?
Where? Yeah, Bergen just disappeared. Bergen was there. Or did I move the wrong piece? I moved the wrong piece.
Oh,
Oh, okay.
This
Where'd
is
you
the
go?
guy who should
You got sick of carrying Alvar. Move yourself, you big oaf.
Yeah, we just left the wounded in the path.
Yeah, you'll be right here. There's nobody else. It'll be fine. Well, you know what? Oh, she has another room. I forgot that.
Does someone need to have an action to start the fire?
Yep. That's another thing I realized after we kind of went back and redid his turn. There's nobody's going to be able to get over there and light the fire. We're still going to lose the morale, but we'll be ready for next round.
Okay.
And then we can get Dring, off fighting. So I think Evil's just going to. It's not incredibly useful, but we're going to go ahead and use. We're going to do a will. We're going to do a prayer, and we're trying to bring animal senses into play. And so that is going to be 3 dice. So that's there. And I need to get 2 successes. And that's a big fat nothing.
The gods ignore you.
Yeah, really. And we can't buy any successes. So that was a big fat waste of a turn. Cool! All right, so that's Ingvold. So now it comes over to Bergen.
All right. So let's see. She needs to roll 5, I believe.
Uh-huh.
See if we can...
That was a wound chit, not a die.
Ha! Sorry.
Oh my goodness gracious. Yeah, that's a wound, but you don't need to roll. You don't need to worry about it. Again, you didn't carry him. You threw him across the board.
She's a delicate lass, our Bergen.
Yeah, that's definitely not what she is. But, okay, so we heal Alvar 1, and then we also gain 2 morale, because now the Jarl is in his longhouse. So we're good on that. So, yeah, we've got 9, 10, 11 morale now, so we're doing pretty good there. And that's the end of Bergen's turn.
Ocelot moves up here and does the reveal, or
no, she'll move here, because if she moves in there, she'll get ambushed by this thing.
You can do the search.
But she'll go here and just search for her second action, and so whatever her perception is, it's a 2, so she's going to roll 2 dice. Matter of fact, let's use one of these +1 dice. Roll 3 dice.
Yay, we got one.
Okay, so we'll flip this over, and as you can see, it's only 1 model that's going to come out, but if that would have ambushed, if she would have run in there, she would have taken 2 wounds that she would not have been able to defend against.
Gotcha.
So that one kind of comes over. Okay, so this comes over here, and one of these guys comes out. So now we can flip this over, and somebody needs to read paragraph 191 for us, please.
A ghostly apparition stands before you. Its gigantic misty form can only be a divine manifestation, or an evil one. Noiselessly, it begins to lumber forward before uttering these simple words, which seem to sound only in the deepest depths of your skulls. Move aside. The one you have poisoned is due to us. His journey will continue at our side. Nothing seems to stop this aberration from another world. You all tremble and prepare for the worst. Dun dun dun.
Yeah. All right.
So
let's see. I gotta.
we have a
check
ghost.
something. Yep. Okay. So now what happens if you look over here at the hostile card? You'll see that there's some information here. First of all, they have a 2 combat strength and 3 defense. So in order to knock this guy out, we need to cause 3 points of damage to it and 1 attack. They're going to move with an agility of 1. And down here at the bottom, it says that its prey priority is Alvar. As long as Alvar's on the board, they're moving towards Alvar. They don't care about anybody else. Specifically, this predator keyword means that our familiars will not attack it. They are more afraid of this thing than we are. In their eyes, this is the top of the food chain, so they will not attack. Okay, and then whenever we knock one of these guys out, we read paragraph 202.
Which I'm guessing
But
says
some information there was pretty. The information there was pretty telling. Notice that it said the one that you poison is due us. So there you have it.
We didn't see the first half of this, so
All right,
we
so
don't know what he's talking about.
that was Oslog's turn. I believe she was the last. No, Hemming is next, right? No, Hemming already went, didn't he? Yeah, he already moved. So that's that. Everybody's done.
Yep.
So now we go to the threat phase. I'm sorry, the hostiles phase. And so this guy's going to move one, just like this. And this guy's going to move one, and we'll put him over here because he's moving towards Alvar, and it's an equidistant area there, so we can choose which way he goes. And so we'll have him go that way. And now notice, this guy over here is probably the same dude, so they want to get to Alvar just as much as we do, but if we get them in, if we allow them to come in here before we know what it is, they will ambush us and cause a bunch of wounds. So we do need to try to figure out, we need to reveal this guy as well. We haven't used any familiars, so that's okay. This will flip back over and be able to be used again next round. This will flip over, we'll go into round 3. And we need to lose morale, so we need to lose 1, 2, 3 morale. Which isn't that bad because we just got 2 for getting Alvar in there, so it's like we're only losing 1. Go ahead. I got it. Okay, so that's 3 morale that we had to lose. 2 for the campfire being out, and 1 for the end phase of the fate card. And so now we're able to pick a new, whatchamacallit, and scout, and be ready to go.
So what do we have to do to heal Alvar?
It hasn't been told to you yet.
The first time this token is located in the same area as the bonfire, advance the heal Alvin objective marker and gain 2.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
So that was one thing that we had to do. We had to get him to the campfire, but in order to get him 3 more spaces, we have to do
Discover
3
it.
more things.
Yeah.
So
Maybe
I don't want to tell you too much because
I was just wondering.
I know exactly what we need to do.
I figured.
But you guys, that's part of the scenario is figuring out what you need to do.
All right. So
You do have these guys that are barreling down on Alvar though. So right now we're trying to protect him because if you look at the hostile card, it says at the end phase you'll lose 1 morale per shadow that's located in Alvar's area. So if 2 shadows are in Alvar's area, then we're going to be losing 2 morale plus whatever the end phase is telling us, plus if we don't have the fire lit. So, that could be the end of the scenario real quick if we don't protect Alvar.
did we flip the new card to see what our new fate is?
Have we chosen a new
Person?
scout?
Well, I'm thinking
That has to be done
we don't
first.
need any more wood, right? We don't need any more wood. So Durang could actually get into the fight, right?
He could,
So
if there's 2 actions.
yeah, and we won't know that until we flip it, right?
Correct.
So let's assume we have 2 actions and give it to Durang.
Famous last words.
Back, or is it sort of automatically in our pool?
Huh?
Does Drang need to actually bring the wood back, or is it like automatic?
No.
Reset?
It's automatic.
No, it's automatic. It's automatically there.
Okay.
It's over here on this board.
Yeah, there's resource management in the game, but it's not fiddly like that.
Okay.
Also, Durang has that piece of paper that he needs to give to a Christian.
Yes.
Is she a Christian?
Queen Petronilla is.
The queen is. Who's not there? Where is the queen? She's alone currently. Yeah, it's.
Yeah, she came over here to give Oslog the extra action. Remember?
Right. Let's not worry about that right now.
Great.
Okay.
I say
so
this-
we're having Drain go first.
Yeah, we're having Drain go first. Let's see what happens.
Okay, and let's flip the card.
Hey, I can see this one.
Oh, you can?
No, I could see it when it wasn't on that stack. Time you added it to the stack, I couldn't, and now I can't. What the hell? I saw it momentarily when you lifted it off the deck, and we're moving it.
Yeah, that's just something with Tabletop Simulator. Then I apologize for that. I mean I know it's not my fault, but I just hate it because it's lessening the inclusion. All right, so this event says the biting cold. The chill breeze has given way to an icy wind blowing violently across the moor, so violently that you can almost feel your blood freezing and your muscles stiffening. So we only have one action again, and we have to use food. So to get more, that's bad. But we do have some hostiles showing up in A, and we have some more quarry showing up in D. But that's in the hostiles phase after we take our turns.
Shouldn't we?
And then
wait. This is a deck of 9. How are we all the way through it?
we shouldn't be.
I may have screwed things up when I was fiddling with things.
Yep. Yep, they're all over here. All right. Well, let's see. Which is the biting cold is the one that's on top, and I think we didn't do vengeful spirit. Oh, goodness gracious. We didn't do rumble of anger either, so hold on. Devouring hunger, no. We haven't done pervasive menace. Bled dry was one of them, and so was a premonition. So that's the two that we've already done right there.
Okay,
The
you want to
rest of
shuffle the
them
rest and
just need to be put back into this deck up here. Except for biting cold. Biting cold, we'll keep it down here.
Okay.
And that comes up here. Yeah, it's a little. Yeah, and I'll shuffle the rest.
Cool. Yeah,
But if you hover too long as you're clicking on it, then it'll select the entire deck,
right.
and then if you flip, it'll flip the entire deck. So that's probably what happened. It's a TTS touchy thing. So,
No problem.
So now we are okay. So the biting cold, I've already read that. We have some in the end phase. We lose 1 morale, and each active hero who is not in a forested area suffers 1 wound. So, yeah, pretty.
So what's considered a
pretty
forced?
hard-handed here.
Oh, it has to have this symbol.
All right, so we only have 1 action. That really, 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 really sucks.
Again?
But we do have some people out here that can take this guy out. Oslog has some pretty good range. So does Geralt has some range, but not as good. Bergen is out of range, unfortunately. Now.
So it's this card that's telling us how many turns we get or actions we get?
Yes. That's another reason why it kind of sucks that you guys can't see it, because it's a good reminder. But yeah, we have 1 action, and we have to use food again to get another action. So we're really feeling the pinch on the food aspect. But here's the thing. We do have a possibility to pull some pretty cool stuff off. We could technically kill this guy and this guy if everything rolls right. And the way we could do that is by having Frody search over here first, and then have, or we don't even need Frody. Frody could light the fire. We could have Petronia move over here, and then give her extra action to Bergen. Bergen could search, but Bergen doesn't have a very good perception, so that might not be a good idea. But we do have that +1 token, +1 die over there. And then if she reveals it, then she could also use her shoot one to attack it and possibly take it out.
So the ability to give the authority
it's all possibilities. Huh?
I see. The ability to give that authority ability, it's not an action. It's something that happens at the end of her turn.
Yes, it's correct.
Okay. I can also give support to a die test. So I can help someone. I can do one of two things. I can either, well, I guess helping her get food isn't the move. So I guess I'll be the leader.
Okay.
I can't. I can't. We already gave that. Sorry.
Oh, that's true. Yeah.
But I can make her go over here and help these guys out with an extra action after my first turn. So the first thing I'll do is move the queen.
Yeah. Correct. So, but Drang has to go first.
Yep.
So what we will do is...
Maybe...
you know what? Oh, I just remembered. Drain has a really cool ability that helps us out right now. He has Rage. Read Rage. Rage is really cool.
Once per activation, this hero may perform a melee attack as a extra action.
Drain is angry. He's gonna come over here and smack a ghost.
Yeah.
And now he doesn't get. He does get his loner ability because he's alone. So he'll make a 6/7 attack against this guy. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and so we'll make this a roll. So that's 1, 2, 3, and I think their combat is 3, so that's 3. Good. So that wipes that dude out. And somebody needs to go read paragraph 202 for us, please.
Yeah, I got it. Oh, there we are. As the shadows vanish, you struggle to understand how your blades could have had any effect on such an entity. Then, with a flash of understanding, you realize that you have displayed courage, enough to dispel this creature who was supposed to inspire great fear. The loud clacking of crows' beaks can be heard, while a voice made of tangles of screams and groans grows louder. 100 intonations are united in a single voice. I strike like lightning. Your muscles stiffen and your throat tightens as my embrace closes around you. There is no more beautiful release. No more beautiful release than a sudden death when you wear my mask. A bloated face twisted into a scream that echoes and lasts forever. You feel the fatigue of the previous fight weighing down on you. Your legs are numb, your fingers tense and painful. Blood from your lungs, battered by effort, rises in your throat. Despite the pain, you are still ready to fight. Discard this hostile card and play the next hostile card. Move, heal Alvar objective marker 1 step forward and gain 1 morale.
Woot!
So now you know how to heal Alvar. And now it says to play. No, we don't reveal it yet because this guy is not revealed yet. So, but we do play it. We got rid of the last one, so you know that there's going to be a change with this guy. We don't know what kind of change it is, but it's not the same. But that was now he has to take a wound because he used that special ability. So
Well played.
let's put that on his frenzy ability. His frenzy ability isn't really useful right now because there aren't a whole lot of hostiles running around.
You know, if you want to make that not be annoying, do you have the toolbar at the top of your screen?
Yeah.
See where it says 30 degrees? Click that until it says 90. And then anytime you hit the rotate things, it'll rotate things.
See, that's... Yeah, I can't tell you how many times I've used Tabletop Simulator and I didn't realize that. Thank you.
You're welcome, sir.
All right. So that's Drang. He's done. So now it comes over to Frody or Ingold. And I think what I'm going to have to do, I'm going to let Frody...
Hey guys, I can't hear you all of a sudden unless no one's talking.
I am talking. You may
So
need
am
to... Can you hear me now?
Testing. Hello.
Hello?
We can chat with him.
Yeah.
We hear you. Oh wait, the audio is coming through Discord, so maybe something went bad with his Discord.
Yeah, no. If he just bumps out of the conversation and comes back in, it should refresh. If you can type that to him.
Whoa. Oh, I heard a noise. Is that you?
There we go.
Yep. Yay.
Okay.
Something we could resolve.
Yeah. All right. Yeah, I just got a message from Scott, the guy that dropped out earlier. He said that he was having trouble hearing, and a lot of the things weren't loading up for him, or didn't load up for him. So he said he thanked us for the explanation, but just dropped out so that it wouldn't be a drop.
Gotcha.
Which is kind of a bummer. Again, it's tabletop. I don't know what it is.
I've had nothing but good luck with tabletop.
Yeah, the only thing I can think of is that they're strained because of the usage that's going on with Gen Con right now. I mean, we have 50 events with just our company, and there's like hundreds of companies that are doing this, so it's got to be a huge strain.
Yep.
So who knows?
There's a lot of imagery in this load.
Yeah,
it's taking up
that too.
A bunch of space.
But again, I've never had that problem with running this. Like I said earlier, if people were having trouble loading up, they would just drop out and then reload, and it would work almost instantly. Mm-hmm. I've never had this much trouble with Tabletop Simulator loading up either of these scenarios, so I don't know what it is.
I think there's an option to refresh the screen, but I can't
remember
what it is. Yeah. It has to do with, like, you can change time, like you can go back in time in the game, and I think you can do a refresh by doing that. But
yeah, I'll look into it. Okay, let's see. Where were we? I think it was Frody's turn, and we're trying to figure out what Frody's doing. And I think Frody's just going to light the fire, so that we don't have to lose those, lose that morale this turn. So we're just going to. Yep. So we're going to use 2 there, and Frody has lit the fire, so that's his turn.
How many maps does this game come with?
Well, the first thing is that this map is a set board that is going to be unfolded. The expedition scenarios are going to use hexes, hex tiles, to build the board modularly.
So you reveal them as you go. I see.
Yes, that's correct. So the camp scenario will always use this board, and there won't be any additions to it. But the expedition scenarios will all be modular setup.
Nice.
Okay, so now it is Frody. It's either Bergen or Gerolf. I would recommend we do Gerolf, because if we can have Petronia move over here and give her action to Bergen, Bergen can then search and then fire over there.
Yep.
So what Gerolf is going to do? Where is Gerolf? Gerolf is over here. Yeah. There's just not a whole lot we can do as far as that's concerned.
Wouldn't Bergen need to move? Well, she need to move and then search, right?
No, she would need to search first and then shoot one. She wouldn't have the ability to get in there and use her melee attack. She would have to shoot one.
But she can't search. Can she search from an adjacent?
She can.
So we could at least reveal the baddie over here.
Yes.
Well, why don't we?
If your perception is high enough.
Yeah, but if we have her go now, Queen Petronia won't be able to give her an extra action to try to take it out this round.
Oh, I see. Okay. Bergen presses pause.
What?
I said Bergen presses pause.
Yeah.
So the question is, what's the other guy doing? What's the madman up to?
Yeah, Geralt. I don't know what Geralt can do actually. He can't hunt because you have to be. Yeah, he can shoot one, but he doesn't have anything to shoot at because,
We took out the. I suppose I can't shoot at the food from.
No, you can't. You have to be in that hex.
But you know what? He has support, so he can go into that hex and help me hunt.
Yeah, that could work. Yep. Just realize though that let's see. Well, you won't.
But
be
I
able
won't
to,
be able to hunt.
Another token is going to come out here, but it could come out here on subsequent turns. So we got to be careful. If a hostile gets popped into an area where there are heroes, they will immediately ambush. Gotcha. So we have to be careful.
So we want to get off D and get over to B.
Yeah. I can't remember any bad guys ever popping out on D. Most of the time it's been quarry tokens.
Well, I can pre-position Geralt to help with hunting on it.
Okay, that sounds good to me.
All right, so he's going to move up here, hopefully not ambushed.
Well, he's not going to be ambushed this turn because nothing's showing up there.
Yeah, nothing show up, yep. All right.
All right, and then it's my turn, right? And I move over here and give the token to her?
Yep. So now it's going to be Ingvold's turn. And I think Ingvold will... yep, she has support. So Ingvold is going to come over here and lend her support to Bergen as well.
Okay, Bergen, you've got all the support in the land. It's your turn to rock.
Yeah, she does. She's got 3 support, so she could literally re-roll 3 times, and she might need it because I think her perception is 1. So,
What about, question, Sam, for Olaf and Erica, under deploy, it says Olaf may search its area to reveal threat and attack a hostile in the order of your choice. So can I search and attack with Olaf?
Yeah, but you have to have food. He needs food to do that. Yeah, but additionally, these threats, you know they have the predator keyword when they become a hostile, so they won't. He wouldn't attack even if he would attack anyway. Yep.
Hey Sam, just a question about wording. The support says owners of other nearby active heroes can re-roll once a dice during any test. Should
That's correct.
A die?
Yeah, it probably should. Dice and die is one of those words that, depending on where you're from, like in Europe, 1 dice is very common. Here in America, 1 die is more common, although there's a lot of people, because of the European influence on board gaming, they're starting to say 1 dice as well. So it's definitely a European thing, but it's becoming more widely accepted here in America too.
Thanks for the clarification.
So, okay. Bergen, and I guess with her sucky perception, with one eye closed.
This is one of the reasons why we've got 3 support characters here, is because on her roll, she can, in essence, re-roll that dice 3 times.
Okay. All right, well, let's give it a shot.
Yeah. So she should be able to get it done even with just 1 die.
Yeah, look at
there
that.
you have it. All right. So now that flips over and only 1 bad dude comes out. So that comes here, and now you know what it is. And we flip this over, which is also going to come in handy, because now we need to, we don't need to read anything right now, but you'll notice that their combat strength has increased. Still the same defense, still moving only 1, but down here at the bottom, they have 2 wounds now. So you're going to have to do in 1 attack
3 damage.
3 damage twice. So you need to get, if you can do 6 damage to it, it will take it out. But if you only do 3 or something less than 6, it will simply put a wound on it, and then it'll keep coming.
But do you need a minimum of 3 in order to put the wound on?
Yep, a minimum of 3 to put the wound on. But if you can get up to 6, then you can knock it out in 1 fell swoop.
So now we need the Axeman cometh again.
Well, Bergen is pretty... Bergen with 3 rerolls, that's not bad. That's not a bad shot to get 6 hits. So,
but she only has 5 dice.
That's true, but there's also
some dice with 2. Never mind.
Yes, some faces have 1 face on that die has 2, so it's very possible.
Okay. Good.
So now she'll take her second action that Queen Petronilla did, and go ahead and use that shoot 1, and she's going to roll 5 dice.
Who's her god? Does she get the bonus of glory to Tyr?
She does not. She's a wildling.
Damn it.
Now, we could, if you wanted to, give her an extra die with this little token right here. We could do that.
Let's do that.
Let's go ahead and do it. Why not? So she can roll 6 dice, and she has 3 re-rolls with the support characters that are around her.
So here's these, and here's this one, and this one.
All right.
Just draw a box around all of that, and then hit the R key a couple of times.
All right.
That was a good practice roll.
Hit
Hit that,
it a couple
hit
of
that R key
times.
a few times altogether. Just like, you remember playing track and field back in the arcades back in the day?
Yeah.
There you go.
There we go.
We got one wound.
Got one wound on it. Okay, so we'll take this and flip it over. So one wound is on that guy. All right, but he is going to keep coming. So there's a possibility that we're going to be losing 2 morale because he's going to be in there with Albert at the end of the turn.
I'm sorry, Sam. Does that mean though that another bout of 3 successes takes him out?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Now, here's a quick question. I have this Ocelot can move one area and perform a ranged attack, but I have it twice on 2 different experience cards. So does that mean
Yeah.
can...
You should only have one of those experience cards. That's another glitch in this module that I noticed earlier today and haven't had a chance to fix yet.
I see.
So let me let me just go ahead. I might be able to take care of it right here.
You can just hit the delete key and it'll go away.
Bloop. There we go. All gone.
Okay, dokes. Then I guess all I'm doing is moving into the hunt space.
Yeah. And then that is, I think that's everybody, right?
Nope, we still have the war song.
Hemming?
Hemming.
Yeah.
This might be the
Hemming
time for Hemming to drink his wine, and but he can't attack adjacently.
Yeah, he can't. Hemming is probably more advantageous to come over here because he also has support, if I'm not mistaken.
Mm-hmm.
And that would be another reroll for people because this guy is coming here at the end of this turn. So we're going to have to do something about that.
Actually, did we use any of the rerolls? He did this 3, and then he didn't reroll the ones he missed.
Oh, that's true.
I did one.
Yeah, so do that. You get 3 rerolls right here.
Okay. So what? These 3 here?
Yep. That was a good practice. Do it again.
And
Hey,
tap
it's
it a couple of
game,
times.
man.
3!
There
There
we
it is,
go.
it's dead.
Got him.
See, look at that. Teamwork, teamwork. All right, now somebody needs to read paragraph 2, 3, 4.
And then you're going to get even tougher. 2, 3, 4. You delivered a significant blow to the ghost, but you feel that atmosphere is still thick. This walking curse is still around somewhere. The crows are all flapping their wings to confirm it. Continue the effort. Move, heal, Alvar, objective marker 1 step forward, gain 1 morale, discard this hostile card, and play the next hostile card.
Okay, got all of that done. So we're good to go there. So we can't reveal the next hostile card because we don't have any hostiles out there right now. So we got to wait. But one's coming up on A right here at the end of the hostile space. So,
So Henry moved, right? He's not here.
Well, he will. Yeah, he will. As a matter of fact, yeah, he should.
It's his turn now. So move him here or move him here? Which way?
Either way, I think would be fine. The only problem is that if something is going to show up here at the end of next turn, we need to get those guys out of dodge. Otherwise, they're going to get hammered.
Yep.
So
let's put him there.
But that's that, and I think that's it for everybody.
Yep.
So now during the hostiles phase, nothing happens except a new guy comes out here, and then more. Where is it? Another Corey comes out here. And that is that end phase happens, and we lose 1 morale, just straight up.
Mm-hmm.
And then every active hero who is not in a forested area, a hex that has that forest icon on it. So this area, we're safe. This area, you're not safe, and this area, you're not safe. So
Wait, which area?
half of our group
safe?
takes a wound.
Which area?
So-
were you safe in?
So Gerald, Hemming, Oslog, and Drain all need to take a wound.
Okay.
So Drain will take a wound right here, like a soul.
Oslog's good. That's fine.
And then Hemming takes a wound as well. Put it up there.
Bam.
So that was I got Hemming and Drain.
I got
Did somebody get Oslog and Gerald?
I got Gerald.
Okay. All right, so that's good. And now we need to pick. We need to advance the marker. One more, and now we need to pick a new scout.
So, who wants to start the beatings first? Should we get food first? Would that be so we can get some of these animals? in
Yeah,
there?
getting food would really help because we could get the animals in there, possibly.
All right.
So-
we can make it her. Bam.
So I'd be down with Oslo going first. That's for sure.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay, so here we go. And what does this say? All right. Oh snap! Dragon. What is this?
No.
Why does this event card come up?
No.
A thick fog seems to rise from the ground and envelops the surrounding area. Caution is needed when moving forward through this mist,
We're not
which
moving?
your eyes struggle to penetrate. Until the end of this turn, all active heroes suffer a -1 agility, and shoot skill range is limited to 1. So we can
That's
only
fine.
move one area,
Mhm.
and
This is actually
So,
good for us. I've seen
we're not going to be able to take. Well, here's what I was thinking: is if we had 2 actions, Bergen could just go in here and take this dude out. After we send a familiar over there to see what it is.
Are familiars affected by this, or just heroes?
No, just heroes are.
So,
Just heroes are.
As long as we
Active
get some
heroes.
food, I think this is probably the best thing we could have had.
Yeah. Yeah, okay. Well, let's see. So what we're doing now is the heroes have 1 action, and we can spend morale to get an additional action, so that's pretty good. We don't have to worry about getting food necessarily, except for our familiars, using our familiars. But here's the bad thing. Hostiles will be showing up in the B totem area, so that's a bad thing.
That's exactly where we are.
Yep, that's exactly where we're at. So we need to get out of there if at all possible. And then at the end phase, we're going to lose 1 morale. So what I would do is, what I would suggest rather, is that,
We gotta
Also,
get
it's
the
gonna
food
go first.
regardless.
so let's go ahead and do that food first.
Mm.
And then she does have 2 rerolls with that. So you should be able to get a good roll on this.
Okay, so the hunt, we just need 1 success, is that the deal?
No, you get 1 food for every success. It's just like chopping trees.
Oh. Well then,
Let's see. What time?
Because I've only got 2. Why was she the best hunter?
No. She doesn't have just 2. Her survival.
Oh, it's her survival.
Yeah,
I thought
hunting
it
is
was-
survival. That's 4 dice.
Oh.
Plus she gets a +1 from accuracy. That's 5 dice.
Ooh.
And she's got 2 rerolls from the 2 support guys that are with her.
Okay, that sounds good to me. 4, 5.
What time did we start, fellas?
3. No, I'm sorry, 2. We're
2, so we started at
I'm gonna
11.
have to go after this turn.
Okay. Yeah, we're gonna have to cut it short, but
And she gets
You-
2 heroes?
yes.
Well, this one was a success.
Yeah, no, that's 4 food. All right, so 1, 2, 3.
We don't have to finish it out if you need to go, Sam. I've got...
Huh? No, it's okay. I have a few more minutes. We can finish this round. I think it'll be fine. I need to take a little bit of a break in about 15 minutes.
Yeah, you got to
Because I've got another demo to reset. Yep.
Fully understand, my man.
Let's see. So okay, that removes this guy, and then
So what
what
do you
I
need to
would
do in
do
order to take another turn?
is I would lose a morale and move her out, move all slug out.
Over to the other animal.
You know that's Geralt.
Oh.
We'll move Oslog over here.
Yep.
And then that's her turn. So now it's either Hemming or Drang. With only one action, we could take Drang and move him over here and just get him ready to attack here. So that would be his action.
Okay.
Then I think Ingvold will use her action to send her owl over here so that we can use that owl's perception of 3. I got to get 2 successes, but I think it's possible. So we got these 3 dice here, and we need 2 successes. Got it. So this gets revealed, and just one dude. Where'd it go? There it is. So this is here, and so now we can put this over. And you'll notice that now it's 4, so they're a little bit tougher.
Mm-hmm.
They move 2, and they are coming for Alvar. That's what this word evasive means. Now they are going to ignore everybody else other than Alvar. They're coming straight for him. Hostiles still can attack them. And when we eliminate the shadow, we read to 80.
So evasive means that they can walk through our spaces? Is that the deal?
No, it's just, yes. Well, basically, yes. If Drang was here, normally he would move here and stop and fight Drang. But if Drang's here, he would go, no, don't care about you. I'm coming over here. So that was Eagle. So now it is either Geralt or Bergen.
And I'm sorry, how many actions did we have from that fake card?
One. Only one. But we can use morale. We can use morale to take an extra. So if you want to move Bergen in and then just let loose, hoping that you'll get 4. You're not going to be attacked by her. This guy is going to go into where Alvar is, so you won't be attacked by it.
Well, I do get 6, I believe, and then have a little bit of an extra. So why don't we do that? Let's spend 1 morale.
Yep, we're at 7, so we got plenty of it.
Do move to agility. Hello, Shadow, my old friend. Okay.
And don't forget her fierce ability. I think we weren't paying attention to that before.
She hasn't been in melee combat yet. She's only shot.
Okay. That sucks. 2.
That's a good practice. Go ahead and reroll.
Okay.
There you go. See, you can do it. All right. So another guy is defeated.
But you actually got 4, right? 'Cause you.
Huh?
She has this when Bergen attacks in melee, each each defense grants an additional success.
Yeah, she did plenty of damage.
So that's
She
one,
had
two,
1, 2,
three,
3, 4. Yeah, which is what you needed to take it out. Okay, so now we need to read paragraph 280, please.
All right, thank you. That one.
Where are you see? Oh, there it is. Never mind.
Let me just go right by it. The ghost vanishes forever in a scream. The crows are still there. They're waiting. Albert utters a rant of relief. Could his ills have disappeared along with those messengers of... those messengers of the dead? Remove all threats and hostiles from the board. Move Heal Alvar objective one step forward. Anything else? Nope, that's it.
Nope, that's it. So now we need to go ahead and read paragraph 1, 2, 3.
No, 1, 2, 3.
Yep.
Let's do that. You cast suspicious glances at your own brothers in arms. The ghosts have been dispelled, but some of their words still disturb you. The one you poisoned, Alvar was poisoned. Who poisoned him? When was he poisoned? How was he poisoned? The snap of their beaks louder than ever. The ebony silhouettes of the birds sway with the branches on which they're resting, swayed by a strong north wind. When an empire is to fall, the attacker is careful not to attack its walls, but destroys it from the inside, Alvar says as he painfully gets up. Your leader is up again. He is looking at each of you with a clear and deep gaze. But let's not let the venom of suspicion threaten our plan. Those creatures could have said anything. What have you learned, brother? He finally said. If find my objective marker is in the dark square, read 256, else read 1.
It is in a dark square.
All right. You want to? Why don't you take 256?
Okay. So the crows take flight. Go ahead, please.
The crows take flight and disappear. Amidst the winds of a growing anarchy, Alvar rises to the top of an outcropping of rocks. With his axe, Alvar strikes the stone on which he has taken up his position. All eyes are fixed upon him, all mouths are closed. Hela, I narrowly escaped your embrace of death. From the depths of my poisoned slumber, tortured by fevers and nightmares, I could do nothing but observe the ravages that the gods have rained upon our clan. Are we alone here, left to ourselves? Have the gods turned their benevolent gaze away from our fleet? Is this punishment for having trodden on these lands? I know your minds are occupied with these fears. They haunt us and weaken us. Thus I, Alvar, return to you, saved from a treacherous evil, from the dark substance which coursed through my veins. Fate has given me this final opportunity. Now is not the time for panic, for crows and worms. I will not pardon any sign of rebellion. Our numbers do not permit it. Let us stand together in the face of these trials. Let us rebuild this camp and make it our haven. And let us go and seek out those for whom we have fought so hard in these treacherous waters and cursed lands. To arms, brothers. Gain the hero card for Alvar the Conqueror. Read 230.
All right. So if you look at this card right here, this is the card that we get that is going to be added to Alvar's resources at this point. So this card is going to stay with Alvar through the rest of the campaign. And it basically allows him to, for a free action once per turn, he gains the following bonus token. So every time it becomes his, he always gets +1 action. In order to do that, though, you have to lose 1 morale to do that. So that's the thing. If we had not progressed into one of the dark areas of the Find Your Clan spot, you would have gotten Suspicious, which means that for a free action at the end of Alvar's activation, if there are at least 2 active heroes in this area, you gain 1 morale. But in order to do that, you have to gain a wound.
So the bonus token is +1 die, right?
Yes.
Okay. Cool.
+1 die, correct. Yeah, not +1 action. I'm sorry, I misspoke.
That's cool.
But so depending on how well we had done to find our clan, that's what determined which one of these cards Alvar would take for the rest of the campaign here on out.
And then 2/3
So,
conclusion.
yeah.
After enduring these violent skirmishes against the living and what seemed to be the spirits of the dead themselves, silence fell again on this devastated camp. Fatigue wearies your aching muscles, but there is no question of giving in to despair and idleness. There are but they are but the vile scouts of certain death. The scattered beams and planks planted in the clay soil depict a real carnage. Some of them, however, are still in good condition and lead you to believe that it would be possible to rebuild the camp. As you slowly begin the necessary preparations for this initiative, you take a worried look at the edge of the dark forest that borders the area. Is this the realm of these messengers of chaos who are hiding deep in these woods at the end of the worlds? Your predecessors must have fled in that direction.
Yep. So,
or have they all perished? Did these filthy natives capture them to satisfy some need of blasphemous sacrifices? If the questions seem unanswered, one thing is certain. When the wind whistles between the trees, one could swear to hear in the hollow of its whistles cries of distress coming straight from the forest. To be continued in hell.
Yeah, the question mark?
Yep, question mark, question mark, question mark. And that is that.
Very cool, man.
That was
Thank
great.
you so much for walking us through it. I know this must be tiring for you to do over and over again.
No, it's good. I enjoy the game, so it doesn't matter to me.
That was great. You got a really good sense of it. Man, you were valiant, sir. Between the tech issues and folks dropping out, you helped us push through. It was really great to get a sense of the game. I went all in on Kickstarter, so I can't wait to see the whole thing.
Very cool. Yeah. Well, no, it's absolutely fun. I mean, I enjoy the games, but I enjoy teaching it, so it's good.
Do you mind if I ask how much an all-in would be?
You know, I don't remember.
All in, it depends on where you are for shipping. Mm-hmm. But the all-in cost before shipping, I want to say it's $245.
Oh, that's
I don't think that one. Maybe I did fall in.
$235, something to that effect. That was if you get every single add-on and every single thing that we offered. If you stay away from the add-ons, you can still get an all-in pledge for, I want to say, oh goodness, why'd you ask me numbers, dude?
Well, it doesn't matter, all in or nothing, dude, ride or die. You're looking up something that doesn't matter.
Sorry, I'm the Berserk pledge. I didn't go all in. But it looks like, will you be able to do all the all-in add-ons in the Pledge Manager?
Yes.
Cool.
Yes, you will. Just hold on for a second. I might be able to pull it up here.
Is there the Kickstarter has a link to the late pledge, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but I'm trying to. Okay, so the Hell End pledge is $235. Which gives you the core box, all the stretch goals, the Viking chest, neoprene mat, extra 12 dice, dice tray, and the art book.
Cool, man.
So that's the all-in. You can also get add-ons, which are the add-ons bundle, which is all of the add-ons, which is the weathering paint job, sleeves pack, premium box trays, and the faux leather dice bag. For $105. The weathering paint job by itself is $60. The sleeve packs is $25. Premium box trays is $20, and the dice bag is $10 by itself.
So we're talking like $350 range for.
Yeah. Yeah, thereabouts. Well, it's 340.
Plus
340 plus shipping, and depending on where you was, I don't know how much it is for America. Might be on here. I don't see it right away.
And this is coming to retail?
No,
Oh.
this is not coming to retail. The reason is because with just the core, the MSRP for just the core is $250. So that's not including any of the add-ons, any of the that's including all of the stretch goals, but it's not including any of the add-ons. So with 235 with the hell in, you're still. I know it's kind of semantical because people can say that MSRP isn't a true test of value and all that other kind of stuff, but in a retail environment, the game has been given the value of $250, and we know that would be a logistical nightmare for us, and we don't want to do that. So,
if I remember, you guys said up front in the Kickstarter that it wasn't coming to retail.
right, yeah, we knew at the very beginning that this is not a game that we wanted to try to logistically support in a retail environment. So we were very upfront about that from the very beginning.
Yeah, I mean, the core box plus the stretch goals, I mean, that's a hella, pun intended, lot of content right there.
Right. No, you're very correct. You're very correct. Mm-hmm. So, but yeah, you can go check that out on GameFound, and you can look around all the different stuff that's going to be coming, because there's a lot of stretch goals that we unlocked. Of course, it's been our largest Kickstarter yet, so it has really done well, and
larger than Mythic Battles Pantheon, which I know wasn't your company, but was still your.
Yeah, well, it was a collaboration with. That was a collaboration between Mythic and Monolith. We're not involved in the Ragnarok one that's coming up later, but that was our first Kickstarter. Joan of Arc was our biggest one. It surpassed Mythic Battles Pantheon, but Hell, the Last Saga, even surpassed Joan of Arc.
Wow.
So, yeah, Hell is our best Kickstarter to date. I broke all of our records.
Cool.
Yeah, it's really cool. Well, I got to get going, fellas. I hate to just bounce, but you got to get out.
No, thanks so much, Sam.
Yeah.
You're very welcome. You're very welcome. Just as an added note, we just soft launched our new eShop today, and there's also. Oh wait, I think I already told you guys tonight, didn't I?
Yep.
About our eShop, I think I did, but maybe not.
Lighthouse existed.
Yeah, there's a 10%. Yeah, the looking glass thingy and all that kind of stuff. Yeah, the 10%. So go check that out if you guys want.
Great.
Thanks again.
You're welcome, guys. Take care. Have a good one. Enjoy the rest of the con.
Yep.
Thanks, you too.
Thanks. Bye.
Bye.